Okay, hi, and good morning. I'm so happy to see you guys. Welcome to Pilates. Welcome to Foam Roll Friday. My name is Elizabeth. I'm your instructor. You're in a Pilates inspired fitness class. And for props today, we will use a foam roller and our dumbbells. So let's go ahead and grab the foam roller and the dumbbells. And then we will get started just by let's begin to just tap the foam roller with the toes of one foot. We'll just lie it straight in front of us and reach those arms forward and come to center and switch and continue. We're breathing. We're keeping that core tight. We're keeping those shoulders down and back. Now, if your dumbbells are heavy and this movement is uncomfortable, just keep those upper arms closer to your torso and you can bend the elbows and come into biceps curls. So that's totally an option. All right, guys, for 4 and 3 and 2. And the next time you have a foot on that foam roller, pause. We'll just reach the arms down to the side and then roll that roller towards you and away and towards you and away. And then with this simple move, guys, I'd like to request of you to keep your workout with me this morning pain-free. So that means comfortably uncomfortable is okay, but pain is not. All right, guys. So just taking that foot massage sensation for 3 and 2 and 1, and then roll that roller towards you so it kind of makes sense for your body to just stand with your foot on the foam roller. And then let's come into biceps curls and lower and lift and lower and continue. And then let's begin to lift that knee and tap and lift and tap and continue. You are breathing, keeping those shoulders down. Begin to squeeze those armpits closed as if you had BO and you don't want anybody to know. So keeping that core tight, keeping those shoulders down and back for 4 and 3, 2. And the next time that foot is lifted, pause, reach those arms into goal pose, reach those arms up overhead and bend those elbows and do it again and continue. Notice if those shoulders are getting all cozy with those ears. If so, drop them and continue going through this range of motion for 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Reach those arms to the side and place that foot onto the mat. Then let's take the other foot, put it on that foam roller and begin to roll it forwards and backwards and continue. Just taking that foot massage, taking the feel goods for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. And then if you need to adjust the position of your foam roller, go ahead and do so. And then we'll come into biceps curls this time. So coming into biceps curls, and then we'll begin to lift and tap and lift and tap and continue. I just realized that my dumbbells match my pants, match my foam roller. I promise I did not plan that, but it does look good. And you are breathing. I remember one time I was wearing cheetah pants and I looked down and my nails matched my pants. I was like, oh my gosh, I look like I spend way too much time getting ready. Anyways, breathing for 4 and 3, 2. And the next time that knee is lifted, pause. This time we'll reach those arms out to the side, palms facing forward, hug a tree and open and hug a tree and open and continue. And again, if this doesn't feel good for you, just bring those dumbbells in closer to your body and breathe for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Place that foot down. Nice job, guys. All right. And then let's take our right foot and put it back on the foam roller. And then this time we'll put our weight into the right foot. Yep, putting that weight into the right foot, keeping that back leg straight, bending that front knee, coming into a calf stretch. Also begin to flex your front foot just a little bit and breathe. Bring those shoulders back. Let's come into a chicken wing sensation. So this is a big heart opening, stretching out the front of the body, taking a little bit of a balance challenge for 4 and 3, 2 and 1. And come back to center, placing the other foot on the foam roller. And we'll apply pressure into the foam roller this time. And then we will begin to lean forward into that front knee. And then also flexing that front foot just a little bit and bringing those elbows back behind again. Yep. And breathe just with that static heart opening hold, bit of a balance challenge. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling all kinds of muscles in my ankles just twitching and wiggling, trying to hold me steady as I'm going through this for 3 and 2 and 1 and come back to center. Okay, then let's take a little step forward over the foam roller and we will have a seat on the foam roller. All right, so sitting on the foam roller. From here, we'll just set the dumbbells to the side for a moment. Keep them handy though, because we'll use them again quickly. And then let's lean back, placing the hands behind us, and begin to just shimmy those knees from side to side. Just take that nice glute massage and breathe. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of felt the workout from Wednesday, yesterday, and now I'm feeling it again, massaging over those muscles. Yeah, I'm seeing some of you nodding. And breathe. So this feels pretty good. For 3 and 2 and 1. Good. And then let's roll ourselves forward. So we're sitting on the mat. We'll take that foam roller or just put it back at about bra strap level, guys. So putting that foam roller at about bra strap level, and then let's grab the dumbbells. We'll reach those arms into a goal post position. Take an inhale. As you exhale, kick one foot out so it's hovering in space. Reach those arms overhead. And then bring that knee back in and kick it out long. And do it again. And continue. And breathe. So notice the sensations that you're feeling of your back and shoulders in movement, resting on the foam roller with pressure. So that feels pretty good. And then also notice how you're really starting to feel those muscles in your quadriceps of the leg that you are straightening out. For 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Good. And then let's keep those arms in a goal post. Place that foot down. And then let's lift the other foot. And then we'll kick it long or reach those arms overhead and bring it back in and continue. And begin to notice if those shoulders are getting all cozy with the ears. And if they are, see if you can prevent that. I said the word cozy, and at my house this morning, it was really overcast. And it's actually just in the last 10 minutes cleared up quite a bit. It's quite sunny out there now. All right, so we are breathing for 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and place that foot down. Nice job. And then let's open those knees to the side. You guys can, I'm just repositioning myself. So opening those knees to the side, coming into a butterfly situation. Arms, let's open those arms to the side. Palms slightly facing up and forward, kind of in the middle. And then let's bring those knees together and we'll hug a tree and open and hug and open and continue and breathe. So notice how you are feeling your chest muscles as you hug that big imaginary tree in front of you. And notice how you're feeling your back muscles as you resist the pull of gravity of those arms opening. Yeah, my husband was telling me about fitness. Oh, never mind, I won't even go there. Anyways, so you're maintaining your form. So thinking about your form, keeping those shoulders down and back. There was someone who's popular in the news right now who did a video with very poor form. But anyway, so you're not in that category. You are maintaining your form and breathe for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. And then place those dumbbells down to your side. Just set them to the side. Place the fingertips behind your head. And then with your head resting in your hands, if it feels good, allow your head to come down and around. So just coming into a big heart opening with that head supported. Oh, and notice if there's any pops in your back. I think I counted 3 in mine. For 3 and 2, and then come back to a neutral position. All right, guys. Grabbing those dumbbells again. We'll reach those arms back into a goal post position and keeping that foam roller at about bra strap level. Knees are bent, feet are flat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift those hips. Reach those arms overhead. And then tap that booty lightly down, bringing those arms into goal post and doing it again. And continue. You're breathing. You're keeping your core tight, keeping those shoulders down and back. And breathe. Yeah, looking good. Squeezing those booty cheeks. It's a tiny range of motion, But notice how when you squeeze those booty cheeks, it can feel quite strenuous. And we're going to play with this a little bit and make it more strenuous. However, you're always welcome to continue with this earlier version. If you want more the next time you're lifted, stay lifted. All right, guys, then bring your left knee into tabletop, lower, right knee into tabletop, lower, and continue. And begin to add those arms back in. And breathe. And by the way, guys, if it is not working for you to have your back resting on the foam roller, you can totally get rid of the foam roller. That's okay. So again, you never need permission to modify my class. For 4 and 3 and 2. And the next time you have a knee lifted, pause. Doesn't matter which. Let's pivot those palms so they're facing each other. Then let's kick that leg long in front, reach those arms back, and then bring those arms to the ceiling as we bring that knee into tabletop, and do it again, and continue. And we're breathing. Oh, for 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Pause, place that foot down, other knee into tabletop, and you guessed it, let's kick that leg out long, reach those arms back, and do it again. And by the way, if this is bothering your neck, guys, you can get rid of those dumbbells and just place your fingertips behind your head. No big deal. So again, my goal is for you guys to feel better after class, not worse. So if you need to tweak something I'm asking you to do, just do it. All right, for 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Place that foot down, and then let's set those dumbbells down and bring that booty down. Nice job. Then let's roll that foam roller back so it's under the neck. And just lie flat for a moment. All right, so just lying flat. And breathe. And then look to the right, and then the left, and continue. And breathe, just taking that neck massage. My husband is waking my son up for school. If you're hearing knocking, that's what's going on. For 4 and 3, 2, and 1, and come back to center. All right, guys, let's lift the chin and then take that foam roller and reach it up towards the ceiling. So we're just reaching the foam roller up towards the ceiling, and then reach that foam roller back behind, up to the ceiling and down to the hips, and do it again. As you're doing this, simple movement, I know, but I want you to slow it down and really think about keeping those shoulders far away from those ears during all points of the range of motion, and continue, and just notice that mobility that you're feeling in your shoulders. Yep, so just focusing on that mobility in the shoulders, and breathe. For 3 and 2 and 1, and then hold that foam roller straight up towards the ceiling. Bend your knees. Bring one knee into tabletop and the other knee into tabletop, and then reach that foam roller overhead, reaching those legs long in front. Bring those knees back into tabletop as you reach those arms up to the ceiling, and do it again. If it feels better for your body, you can come into a crunch position as you're going through this range of motion. If it doesn't feel better for your body, you can keep your head, neck, and torso down. And breathe. Again, enjoying that mobility in the shoulders and the hips and the knees, creating that core strength. For 4 and 3 and 2. You guys look so good. And 1. Pause with everything long and breathe and hold. I can't hold, but if it feels okay for you, keep holding for 5, 4. So good, so strong. And 3, 2, and 1. And then place those feet down. Head, neck, and torso down. Knees are bent, feet are flat. Let's take that foam roller and we're just going to place it between the heels and the tush. All right. Then let's lift those hips and roll that foam roller under the hips. So for this sequence, we're going to keep the head down, and then let's bring knees into a tabletop position, and then gently drop those knees over to the right. See if you can get your thigh all the way down on that foam roller. Notice if your opposite shoulder is lifting. If it is, press it down into the mat. And just feel that nice twisty stretch in your midsection for 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. And then drop those knees all the way down to the other side, maybe feeling that thigh resting on the foam roller. And then notice if to accommodate for this, if we don't have a great range of flexibility, sometimes our opposite shoulder will lift, but see if you can place it back down. And just feel that twisty stretch and breathe for 4 and 3 and 2 and come back to center. All right, guys. Then placing your hands on the foam roller, take those legs straight up to the ceiling. Flex those feet and point and flex and point and continue. Whew. And just breathe, feeling that nice stretch in the back of those calf muscles for 4 and 3, 2, and 1, and pause. Open those feet into a Pilates V and close, open and close and continue. As you're doing this, guys, notice how if you also make it to where your knees externally rotate, the movement is actually coming from the head of the femurs in the hip socket. In fact, if you place your fingertips down by your hips, you can feel that happening. So that's kind of cool. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1, and pause, and then bend those knees into your chest, and then bring them a little closer to your chest. So my range of motion is not great here, but I'm actually trying to bring my knees towards my chest, even though it doesn't look like it. So you probably have a greater range of motion. All right, guys, and then let's pivot those knees to the right, and then away from us, and then to the left, and towards us, and do it again. So we're just making circles with those knees. Notice how you're feeling a massage on the booty area that's kind of going in a circle. And also notice how you're feeling your muscles work kind of in a circle. So that's cool. So breathe for 3 and 2. This feels really good, doesn't it? Again, you guys look awesome. And 1, and pause, and then let's begin to reverse the direction of those circles. And breathe. Yeah, looking so good. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, guys, then let's take those legs back up to the ceiling. All right, if it feels good for your body, actually, I'm going to give you some options. So first, let's just reach up and grab onto the back of those legs. So the back of the calves or the thighs, not the back of the knees, and just gently pull those legs towards you. So I'm just interested in a nice stretch. All right. And then let's pull the right leg towards us, keeping that left leg long, keeping both legs straight, keeping our head, neck, and torso down. I know it's probably in our muscle memory to lift our head, neck, and torso when we do this because it's part of an exercise, but we're just focusing on the stretch part right now, and we want to keep our head down. For 3 and 2 and 1, come to center and switch. And just pull that straight leg towards you, just enjoying that stretch. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. And again, just gently pull both legs towards you. For 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, guys, now we're going to add on. But if the previous version of pulling both legs towards you, or one and then the other, if that feels better, just stick with that. If you want a little bit more, guys, let's go ahead and bend the knees into a tabletop position. Place the hands onto the foam roller, keeping our head down, looking up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring those knees towards your face, and in fact, press into the foam roller, lifting up vertebrae by vertebrae. Now, if this feels good, you can straighten those legs and get those toes maybe down towards the mat behind you. It's crazy. 2 years ago, I could totally do this, but right now I don't even want to try it. But if it feels good for you to bring those toes down, you're welcome to do so. In fact, I'm not going to come out of this and come back to that earlier version. But if it feels good for you, you can just hang out there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then slowly bring your booty back down to the foam roller. And then we'll bend those knees into tabletop. Okay, guys, knees bent in tabletop, booty is down, hands on the foam roller. Take this, your core section and tuck it in so tight. It's like you're trying to bring your navel to the foam roller behind you. So everything is super, super tight. In fact, if you press your fingertips onto your abdomen, you can feel your rock hard abs. And I know they're rock hard because we've been doing this for a while. All right, guys. And then with all of that recruitment, tap all 10 toes down and lift and tap and lift. All right. So with this core super engaged as you're going through this range of motion, this should be pretty challenging, even though I know you could do this with much less effort. I want you to choose the path with more effort so you are working those muscles more. Oh, that's amazing to really feel those abdominal muscles in there. For 4 and 3, 2, and the next time those toes are down, keep those toes down and in fact place those heels down as well. All right, guys, take a big step apart with those feet and then shimmy those knees from side to side. And then let's pivot those palms so they're facing up, just coming into that heart opening with that stretch. By the way, so lying here with our palms facing up is different than with those palms facing down. If you think about a gorilla sort of hunched forward with poor posture, his palms would be facing back behind him. So sometimes as we're going through our day trying to correct our posture, just pivoting those palms forward and rotating those shoulders in the shoulder socket can help us find that posture. For 3 and 2, this feels so good on the booty area, and 1, and come back to center. All right, then let's lift those hips and we'll take that foam roller and move it to the side and bring that booty down. Nice job, guys. Then let's lie the foam roller so it's going long at our sides, and then come up to a seated position. Grab your dumbbells, have your dumbbells nearby, and then let's lie on the foam roller. So we're going to lie on the foam roller, the length of the foam roller. And when you're down, this is super important, please make sure your head is completely supported on the foam roller. All right, so head is completely supported on the foam roller. Let's grab those dumbbells. All right, dumbbells in hand. And then let's bring those arms into a goalpost with those elbows down on the mat. And then just gently rock from side to side. And notice how with those elbows down, you're feeling a really terrific stretched chest. So if it's available for you, see if you can get those elbows all the way down. And so we're just focusing on that stretch. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, guys. Then let's hover those elbows in space. Take an inhale and exhale, reach those arms up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bend those elbows. Exhale, reach, and continue. You are breathing, keeping that core tight. And just notice how with weighted arms with the shoulders moving over the foam roller, notice how that feels. It feels pretty good. If you would like to, with control, gently rock from side to side as you're going through this range of motion, you're welcome to do so. So turning this more into an activity about movement and moving those shoulders with a little bit of added resistance, which is in fact making the massage sensation greater. So if you want to focus on the massage part and make that feel good rather than the chest press part, you're welcome to. And breathe. And then if you'd like to do any other arm movement, you're welcome to. Maybe you'd like to flap those elbows like wings from side to side, or anything else, or perhaps you'd like to get rid of the dumbbells altogether. So even though I said grab the dumbbells, I'm more interested in the feel goods here. So you can use the dumbbells as a prop to make that happen or not, but just enjoy massaging on the foam roller. and breathe. Oh, this feels so good. I can do this all day. Well, actually I can't, but you know what I mean. For 3 and 2, I'm loving the variations that I'm seeing, you guys. And 1, and come back to center. All right, then let's reach those arms straight up to the ceiling, palms facing each other, and reach all both arms back behind towards the mat, up to the ceiling super slowly, and then down to your hips, and then super slowly back up to the ceiling, and then up and over, yeah, and continue. So just make this movement really, really slow, and feel the shoulders moving over the foam roller. And breathe. For 3. Again, this just feels amazing. It's crazy how like the simplest move can just feel really profound. All right, guys, the next time those arms are overhead, pause. All right, sorry, I said overhead. I really meant up towards the ceiling. I see some of you with your arms behind you and you're totally following directions. All right, so arms up to the ceiling. Then keeping those elbows above the shoulders, let's bend the elbows and straighten. And bend and straighten. Good. And continue. Now notice your range of motion and notice how it feels. So I suspect that you're bending your elbows as much as you can, bringing those dumbbells down low. Let's play with that a little bit, but first I want you to notice what that feels like. All right. And then the next time those arms are up towards the ceiling, pause. And then let's bend the elbows just in a 90-degree angle. So those dumbbells are hovering above the head, and we're putting the brakes on a mid-range of motion, and then straighten those arms and do it again and continue. So we've shortened our range of motion, which might seem like, oh, it's a shorter range of motion, therefore it's easier. But actually what we're doing is we're putting the brakes on mid-motion and then starting the movement again mid-motion, which comes back to that form and control and a lack of momentum, which makes this harder. So I don't know about you guys, but my little 2-pound dumbbells are making my triceps talk to me a lot right now. And breathe for 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Let's take those arms up to the ceiling and then open those arms out to a T. Palms facing up, gently rock from side to side. For 3 and 2 and 1. All right, and then let's set the dumbbells down, and we will let's bring our hands close to the foam roller down by our hips and see if you can kind of shimmy it such that your elbows are very near, maybe even touching that foam roller, palms facing up, and gently press your shoulders down and around. So there's a big heart opening going on. And breathe. Gently press your forearms into the mat as you're pressing those shoulders down and around the foam roller. And just notice how, I wanted to say intense or extreme, but those aren't quite the right words. But just notice how your opening heart sensation is magnified. And breathe. For 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and release. Oh, wow. Okay. Nice job, guys. And then let's position our arms just in a position that's comfortable. And then bring one knee into tabletop and lower, and the other knee into tabletop and lower, and continue. So just coming into a slow march, and breathe. For 3 and 2 and 1. Good. And then let's come onto those tippy toes. Lower one heel, tippy toes, lower the other heel, and switch. So we're coming into a Pilates Prance. And notice how you feel the muscle in the front of the shin, under the knee, working. for 3 and 2 and 1. All right, guys. Then let's pivot our palms so they're facing down. Come onto those tippy toes. And then come into a crunch position. And you can actually make it so your forearms are parallel to the foam roller. Yeah. And then bring one knee into tabletop and the other knee into tabletop. Okay. Then let's lower the toes of one foot and lift and switch and continue. All right. And then maybe if you'd like to, you can begin to hover those elbows above the mat, coming onto your spider fingertips, and then maybe lifting one or more of those fingertips, and just play with this. By the way, if your head is hurting or your neck is hurting, you can place your head flat. That's totally an option. Or you can place a hand behind the head. So that's an option too. So always making it work for you for 3 and 2 and 1, and then let's place both feet down and gently roll to the side of the foam roller. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and then let's lie on our side, taking that foam roller, and we'll put it under our armpit area. All right. All right, nice. Okay, so foam roller is under the armpit, and then let's just shimmy this top shoulder forward and up and over and back, and do it again. And any body position that makes sense for you is fine. So if you want to, yeah, so just make it make sense for you. I'm interested in rolling out these muscles under the armpit. This can be a little sensitive, particularly if your foam roller is really hard. Oh. And also notice how you're getting that mobility in the shoulder too. For 3 and 2 and 1, and then come to center, lift your torso just a little bit and take that foam roller and roll it down more towards the bra strap or the side of the boot. All right, guys, and then we'll do the rocking back and forth again. And again, just make it make sense for you, and notice that mobility in the shoulder. I don't know about you guys, but I feel my whole shoulder girdle just shifting from side to side in a good way as I roll. So as long as it feels good, it's good. And breathe. Actually feels really good. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. And then let's roll that roller down a little bit lower. So we want to stay on the ribs, so we're not coming all the way down to the waist, but just below the bra strap. But we're still staying on the bony parts of our midsection. And then you can begin to roll forwards and backwards, or from side to side rather, and continue. Just roll, moving over those side body muscles for 3 and 2. Oh, that feels really good. And 1, and come to center. Okay, guys, then we're going to do a little tricky choreography. Not really, but we'll keep the foam roller where it is, but come onto all fours and you're facing your foam roller. All right, and then place your hands onto the foam roller. Separate the knees if you wish, and then begin to just roll that roller away, bringing the booty down towards the heels. Let me cue that differently. If you're already there, that's totally fine. But let's bring the booty down to the heels, and then we'll roll the foam roller away and come back to center and do it again and continue. Yeah, so as we're going through this range of motion, let's keep the booty down. For 3 and 2. And the next time that foam roller is away from you, pause and just take a moment of stillness here and just let your body settle into the stretch and breathe. If you'd like to sort of wave your hands from side to side and create a forearm massage, you're welcome to do so. That actually feels really good. And then if you'd like to move the roller up and down those forearms a little bit, you're welcome to do so. For 3 and 2, and then find stillness and roll that roller all the way back towards you. Good. Nice job, guys. And then from here, let's come to a kneeling position, and we'll turn and face the camera, facing me, and we'll do sort of a grasp on the foam roller like it's a dumbbell, and we'll reach those arms forward and bring it back in and do it again and continue and breathe for 3 and 2. And the next time that foam roller is in, pause. Okay, now if you want to continue with what we just did, totally fine. If you want a little more, take one foot, it doesn't matter which because we'll balance it out. Kick it in front and kick those rear toes behind you. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come to standing, reach that foam roller forward, lower down, lightly tap that knee and do it again and continue. So there's a bit of a balance challenge and breathe. You guys look good. For 4 and 3, any modification is fine. And 2 and 1, and come down to center. And then let's place that knee down, reach the other foot forward. Tuck those rear toes, take an inhale. As you exhale, reach that foam roller forward and stand and do it again or not. So again, any modification or variation is fine, and breathe for 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and come all the way down. And we'll take that foam roller, we'll lie it on the other side, and then let's lie back down, putting our armpit over the foam roller. So that was the tricky choreography I was talking about. Wasn't too tricky. All right, guys. So for arms can be wherever feels good for you, and just begin to roll forwards and backwards, actually side to side across the shoulders, and breathe. Just notice how that feels. Yeah, it's crazy. It was super cloudy when class started today, and now I don't see a cloud in the sky. Alexa was right. I was doubting her. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. And then let's roll that roller down the torso just a little bit. And breathe and continue. So my computer device with a name that starts with A heard me talking about her, and she just ended a discourse about something. I'm not quite sure what it was. Anyways, I activated her. So you're breathing, keeping that core tight, just feeling the feel goods. For 3 and 2, and come to center. And then roll that foam roller down again. And continue. It's funny because you have to like spell stuff out when you have a dog. Who knew you'd have to like spell stuff out when you have a computer device that anyways, that's a new thought process. I've never put those thoughts together before. That's kind of tricky. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. And then we'll bring it down to the lowest point possible, but still keeping it under the ribs. So we want the bones on the foam roller. And continue. And breathe for 3 and 2. It's amazing how good this foam roller feels. And 1, and come back to center. Okay, nice job, guys. Let's go ahead and just pivot. So we're have the foam roller behind at the back again. And we're just looking forward. And we'll bring the elbows down to the far side. Yep. And then just kick those legs long. Drop those shoulders down and back. Gently press your fingernails into the mat. And just come into that heart opening and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lace the fingertips behind the head. Let your head rest in your hand. And then take your left elbow to the left corner or the left end of your foam roller. Come to center and then come to the right and continue. And breathe. And then as you're going through this range of motion, guys, let's try to bring our torso down and around the foam roller as we come over to the other side, and down and around as we come to the other side, and continue. So another way to say that is you're naturally looking up towards the ceiling as you're going through this range of motion. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center, and then come to a slightly more upright position to where your gaze is forward, and then I'll reposition so I can see you. And then with your gaze forward, instead of coming back, just rock to one side and then the other. So this time we're maintaining a crunch position with our head, neck, and torso, rather than bringing our torso down and around. And just notice the difference in how that feels. And breathe. Maybe you need to move a little to catch up with that foam roller if it's moving away. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. Good. Nice job, you guys. All right. Let's press ourselves up to a seated position. And then we'll take the foam roller and we'll bring it in front of us. And we're going to roll out our thighs. So we're going to roll out the tops of our thighs. So the only thing here is we want to avoid putting the foam roller under the knees. So we're going to lie down. You can bring the elbows down. And then just begin to roll forwards and backwards over those thighs. And breathe. You can keep your legs straight. You can bend your knees. Whatever feels good for you. Just enjoying that massage on those quadriceps area. For 3 and 2. And then find a point of stillness. And then begin to wag those feet from side to side. And notice how it feels to massage across those muscles. And then the next time those feet are to the left, pause, bring those feet away from you to the right and towards you. In other words, you're making circles. And just notice how that feels. And then let's reverse the direction of those circles. And breathe. And then if you'd like to do any of those movements going across, making the circles, wagging the toes from side to side while you're rolling, you're welcome to do so. Or you can find a new point of contact and then go through that motion, those motions. So just make this feel good for you. Again, the only requirement is we are not massaging over the knees. So avoiding the knees. And breathe. Loving it. You guys look awesome. I'm just seeing feet and shoulders and breathing. For 2 and 1. All right, let's roll the foam roller down towards the knee end of the thigh, but not on the knees. Then from here, guys, if it feels okay for you, you can bring your hips down towards the mat. Yep. And just enjoy that sensation if that feels okay for you, and breathe. All right, if this feels okay for you and you want a little bit more, make your forearms look like the number 11 with the elbows under the shoulders, and then looking over those fingertips, energetically draw those elbows towards your ribs and use that as a little leverage with which to create more space between the vertebrae of your spine. If that doesn't feel good to you, then just completely omit that. For 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys, and then release that. And then let's lift those hips and roll ourselves back and put our knees down. All right, so knees are down. Then let's take the foam roller. We're going to place it behind us. Have a seat on the foam roller, kind of back where we started. All right. Once again, this class flew by. We've got a few minutes left, and we're going to dedicate that to rolling out the glutes. So if you know how you like to roll out your glutes, you're welcome to do so. I'll walk you through it if you're a little bit new at this. So first, maybe just roll forwards and backwards over those glutes. And breathe. All right. And then You can shimmy those knees from side to side as we did in the beginning of class, just feeling that massage. That feels really good. For 2 and 1. And then let's take that left ankle, cross it over the right knee. And then we'll take that left knee down towards the right and roll. So we're taking that knee across our body. And just don't worry about your form here. So just enjoy really focusing on massaging out that glute area and breathe. So move in a manner that feels good for you. And good might not be the right word here because I know sometimes that this area can be kind of sensitive. So just like getting a firm massage, sometimes it hurts so good. So that you might be experiencing a little bit of that. And breathe. Oh. Yeah, looking good. All right, guys. For 3 and 2. All right. And then if you have one leg crossed over the other, let's uncross and we'll cross the other leg over. And bring that. So now we have the right ankle crossed over. So we'll bring that knee across the body and begin to just roll out that booty area and breathe. So after a firm massage, it's always a good idea to drink a lot of water. That is the same for foam roll work. So I encourage you guys to drink lots of water today. I don't know about you guys, but it's always easier for me to get my water in when it's warm outside. When it's cold, I'm not too interested in drinking water. But when it's hot, I chug it. All right, so just taking the feel goods. I can feel those areas that we worked on Wednesday. They're talking to me. So this is a really nice way to end the week. For 3 and 2 and 1. All right, let's bring that booty down in front and we'll take that foam roller and we'll just place it under our calves. So we'll just rest our calves. And then from here, let's just wag those toes from side to side and notice how that feels. And then if you'd like to reposition the foam roller, move it towards you or away just a little bit, you're welcome to. So we're just going across those muscle fibers. And again, the only thing we want to do is avoid the knee. So avoiding the back of the knee. Particularly if anyone's watching the video and you are pregnant, you definitely want to avoid the backs of the knees. All right. For 3 and 2 and 1. All right, guys, let's move the foam roller away. And however you'd like to, we're going to come to a standing position next. So perhaps you'd like to come onto your knees and then you can take that foam roller and come to a standing position. All right, I'm going to keep you a couple minutes over. It's 9:20 right now, so if anyone is on a tight time schedule, just be aware of that. But I want to do some side body stretches first. So let's take that foam roller, replace it to the right. Take that left arm up towards the ceiling and begin to reach those left fingertips over to the right and breathe. Keeping that core tight. Notice if there's like a twisty thing, and if there is, see if you can be flat as a pancake, like you're being squished between 2 panes of glass. Ooh, for 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center, taking that foam roller over to the other side, reaching the other arm up and over, enjoying that stretch, and breathe. You might notice that with the support of your hand on the foam roller, you can come a little bit further into the stretch without solely relying on your muscles to hold you in place. So you might feel more of a stretch than without the foam roller at your side. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. Oh my gosh, you guys, I did not feel bad when I woke up this morning, but I feel much better. Okay, let's swing those arms from side to side for 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center, and then reach those arms up overhead, drop those shoulders, curl those fingertips over, tuck the chin to the chest, roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way down. When you get down to the bottom, take any move or stretch that feels good for you. For 3 and 2 and 1, and then softness in the knees, head is heavy, begin to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming all the way to the top. When you get to the top, bring those shoulders up, back, and down, up, back, and down. One more time, up, back, and down. By the way, if you bring your elbows back and pivot those palms forward, notice how much of a heart opening is happening here. This is the exact opposite of us as we round forward. So this is sort of that gorilla posture I was talking about. And this is that opening that I was talking about when we had our elbows behind the foam roller. So that's a really good trick. Even if you're walking and you're like, oh, I'm slouching, you can just pull yourself back. Okay, anyways, thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend.